Hello again, and if you're new here, welcome. We are here today to watch the trailer for the new Robert Eggers movie, Werewolf. I have been very highly anticipating this movie. Robert Eggers has become one of my favorite directors in probably the last 10, 15 years. Absolutely love everything he's worked on. This is the same director who worked on The Witch, The Lighthouse, The Northman, and his most recent one, Nosferatu. Uh, this one, like I said, has been very, very much looking forward to it. So we're gonna go ahead and check it out. All right. Oh, out of the way.
Child of God, come.
Love his cinematography.
Do not dread darkness. Embrace it.
Ooh. Robert Eggers, indeed.
I heard.
Oh, Willem Dafoe. I didn't know he was in this. I've been largely keeping blind on this.
Keep my husband safe from his cursedness.
I
Thy soul is cursed.
I love the way Robert.
Thy kin.
I'll probably wait until after all this is done.
Thy world.
Ooh.
Is cursed.
All right. All right. That looks crazy good. And once again, coming on Christmas. I believe that was what he did with Nosferatu as well. So what I want to do for this one, so I graduated with a history degree, so I want to go and see what kind of details, because Robert Eggers is a big stickler for all sorts of interesting details with history. So let's see. Uh Okay. So when does this take place? Let me see. Back a bit. Just so I can kind of get some idea where we're looking at. Takes place in 13th century England. Okay. Um, Interesting. So, let's see. Let's click around a little bit. So being a smash cut or what's it called? Not a smash cut. It's a type of smash cut. But essentially this is presumably the younger figure of the younger portrayal of the character Aaron Taylor Johnson is playing. So what was interesting looking back is he calls them child of God, and there's some very obviously some Christian imagery here, which would make sense. This is it being 13th century. This is shoot. Uh 150 200 years after the England has been officially fully conquered um and made into a Christian kingdom. um but we see here um obviously uh some very pagan um or what immediately looks like pagan rituals. Um, which does make sense because um a lot of places in Europe, especially during this time, and for a good amount of time after, on paper would be considered Christian, but the in more isolated and rural communities, there would still be plenty of people practicing the the more pagan and traditional cultural beliefs. At this point, the Christian church was more going for the strategy of integration, trying to blend their own belief in conjunction with the traditional beliefs of whatever people they were occupying. However, obviously this takes a turn much later once they kind of get everything settled. It turns into outliers being branded as heretics or pagans, to very severe consequences. Um, but regardless, yeah. So it would make sense uh, for this sort of hmm. Well, and yeah, no. This looks like they're burning a depiction of a crucifixion. Um, so interesting. Uh, let's see. There was another part here. Yes, so this is a detail I've been thinking over in my head before seeing this trailer, and it's definitely been sort of going it's definitely been kind of rolling in my head. So there are historical counts of people being tried as werewolves. A lot of times these were like serial killers, um, but it actually kind of is an interesting um, split in this time because trying to think how to concisely explain this. Um, Essentially, there was two schools of thought and actual like theological debate over whether or not these people that were claiming to be werewolves, or if like a werewolf was attacking like a village or something, uh, is the argument of, is that person actually transforming into a wolf, or do they think they're transforming into a wolf? Um, and it actually kind of gets into like really specific arguments about like the nature of the soul, and because uh that was created by God, whether or not that could be tampered with, essentially. I believe the overall consensus by the later centuries was that no, they're not transforming into a wolf, but demons or some sort of magic is creating the illusion to both the person and to everyone witnessing it that they're a wolf. So interesting. It is the interesting point of the times of everyone is in the agreement that werewolves are totally real, but are they actually turning into wolf people? Um I can also imagine because a lot of really ancient depictions of werewolves, even going back to like the Greek period, lycon, which is where we get the term lycanthrope, or lycanthropy. Um, Even that sort of stems back to what they would probably have called more pagan uh, belief systems. Um, so let's see. What the point I was going to make, sorry, I got a little bit off track there. The point I was going to make was I'm like now pretty much 50-50 at this point of, are we actually going to see someone turn into a werewolf, or is the whole thing going to be a person with like severe psychosis um under the delusion that they're a wolf monster? It being Robert Eggers, it could go entirely either way, and I find that very, very exciting. Let's see what else we can spot. Willem Dafoe, Raven Beast. I this was quite a lot later too. Uh, is when this happened, but uh, having the hunter or like them kind of looking like they might be setting up some sort of a trap here. Um, it does remind me of so there was a whole thing in France, um, quite a bit after this period here. I don't remember exactly the time frame, but the Beast of Gaviden, where there was like a very prolific string of attack on like people and livestock that was attributed to a werewolf that got like so bad that the king of France had to like send militia and send like professional game hunters to go deal with it. Um, so let's see. What else we can. A lot of dead sheep and a broken fence. Um, I love these type of shots too. Just these rolling, just emptiness. There was a lot of those in the Northman too. Uh, so this was a shot I also wanted to point out that it's lit the same way. I don't know if he's shooting day for night. I imagine he must because like the lighting and stuff. But these kind of shots remind me a lot of the night scenes from the Northman. So yeah, he's in a barn or like a shed of some sort, going through his transformation. A lot of blood. Let's see. Funeral of some kind. Yeah, this I wanted to kind of see again. I'm like trying to figure out who that is. I mean that looks like a fucking werewolf to me. Hmm.
Is cursed.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, so that's like I said, I'm like I'm mulling it over really, really hard in my brain of are we going with purely supernatural or are we going with a very nuanced um uh psychosis thing? Because there like I said, there is precedents for people to be tried as werewolves. And those have all sorts of interesting stories to them. There's one where a guy says that like the devil gave him like a belt or like a cloak, and that when he put the belt or the cloak on, that he turned into a wolf. That kind of comes up a lot. Is that like the devil gave me an artifact, um, that causes me to turn into a wolf. Um, so yeah, like I said, absolutely love Robert Eggers stuff. I'm always interested to see how he blends this usually very, very well researched historical setting and um yeah, setting and starting point, and then seeing what kind of supernatural elements he adds in. So we'll have to see this Christmas. Should be very, very cool. All right, that's it for this one. Thank you all for watching, especially if you made it this far with my rambling, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.